Hey, all right. So I'm going to try to get this sent over to Twitter here, sent the link. Let's see if I can do this. I'm trying to figure out how to learn to do some of this stupid stuff that I should already know how to do. No, that's not going to work. Hey, bud, how you doing, buddy? All right. I'm doing good, man. I'm not 100%, but I'm here. I'm all right. Certainly better than I was yesterday and the day before. Just real low key. Not real animated, not real, but I'll be all right. Hey, Fluffy, how you doing, buddy? All right, bud. Yeah, get the rooms ready. Yeah, I get it, Deadpool. You're not joking. I got two people who, in the contest for the T-shirt, I got two people that said Tampa Bay in a sweep. So we'll see if they get the scores right, because that's the tiebreaker. Yeah, I hear you, bud. I wouldn't mind a game 5, game 6. Make things be a little bit more interesting. You know what I mean? It's good for, like, I keep joking that it's good for the channel, but it's true. I'm at, what am I at? I'm at 3.9 thousand hours, right? So I'm probably going to get there to the 4,000 with this game today. But boy, game 5 would be better. Game 5 would be cool, And it's just been a crappy series, man. Game 1 was really good, and game 2 wasn't bad, and game 3 was just a crappy game. It wasn't even like a playoff game. So, and it's not that Montreal's not putting in the effort. It's just Tampa Bay, man. They don't even have to play all that hard, and then they're like, hey, we need a couple goals. You guys want to play for 5 minutes? Then they play for 5 minutes, they score 2, and it's over. Deadpool, yeah, I've heard that. I've absolutely heard that. What goes around comes around. I don't know. Look, the players are not going to vote for something that is going to cause them to have, less salary, less pay. You know what I mean? Hey, buddy, huh? He's a good boy. Yeah, okay. You're wet. You just drank a bunch of water. You stay over there. Let's see. Bud, you might be passing through there. That'd be cool. Well, I don't think there's going to be a game 7, though. That's unfortunate. Let's see. Hey, Cam, thanks for coming out. Yeah, I was expecting a better series than this. They looked so good. They look so balanced and so ready. But, I mean, everybody's been quiet. Caulfield's hit a couple of posts, and they don't have that star power to match up. And it shows. And Carey Price hasn't been perfect. The only chance Montreal really had was if Carey Price matched Vasilevsky in this series. And he has not. We'll just put it that way. Deadpool, so no more crying about Tampa over a cap. Well, look, I mean, they're over the cap. I'm not a fan of the rule. I never said that they didn't, they follow the rules. I'm not a fan of the rule of teams just being the cap doesn't matter in the playoffs. I'd like to see something happen with that, but players aren't going to vote something that might cause them to have less money. They're just not going to do it, man. Hey, JB, how you doing, Jonathan? Yeah, you'll still wear your shirts and Since the cap, only 2 teams have won the cup while being under the cap in the playoffs. There you go. There you go. The thing about it is, obviously, is I think the biggest thing for me with that is it's kind of Kucherov, can we just be honest? He was probably ready 2-3 weeks before the regular season was over. I mean, he was probably ready. So I think that's the biggest thing that people wanted to talk about. And, it's an easy catchphrase to say, well, they're over the cap. And I would like to see, I've talked about this, I would like to see the rule changed to where if like in Tampa Bay's example, they couldn't go out and get Savard because they're already over the cap. I think that would be a viable way to at least mitigate things. I think a team that's already going to be over the cap and they can just go add players, that to me, regardless of who the team is, there should be a buffer, a bumper there to be like, all right, you're over the cap, you can't go adding more. Right. Kane. Yeah, no, I know what they did, man. I know. I get it. I absolutely get it, But look, you guys got to take the good with the bad. If you guys are going to be the Patriots of the NHL, you got to be willing to take the crap that, people are going to start throwing mud at you. It's just the nature of the beast, right? Dave Moore, thanks for coming out, bud. You wouldn't be related to Chris Moore, the old announcer, would you? Yeah, no, I think the Canadiens have played it as good as they can. I agree with you, man. Especially, maybe last game, not as much, but definitely game 2. I think game 2 they came out and gave everything they had, every trick that they had, and it was still 3-1, and the game didn't even feel that close. So yeah, I agree with you. In the recaps, both recaps, the only thing I can come up with that's even remotely something to say they could work on and do better is the puck movement on the power play has been really slow. But that's really nitpicky. But that's the point, is that like everything else, they're playing how they played. It's just Tampa Bay. It's just really bad matchup. It's just really a bad matchup for Montreal, and it's a shame because with the whole COVID and everything that's going on, everybody kind of deserved like a good hardcore 6-7 game series, and this was just, it's just not great for all the way around for the league to have just an ugly sweep like this. So all right, let's see. My eyes aren't great today, so I had to go a little bit slow. There's a thunderstorm in Tampa right now. Well, hey, Joshua, it is July, right? Right. There's 11 million more. I get it. Let's see. Amazing Z-Dog. In game 1, is that you? Is that you stepping on my nuts? Is that a new name? Amazing Z-Dog. In game 1, a different YouTube channel predicted a 4-0 sweep, and they said I would be wrong. Were they right? And in the contest that I ran, thank you for coming out to the channel, by the way. In the contest that I ran to give away a shirt, I had 2 people predict a sweep. I had a lot of people predict 5 games, and I would have had a hard time convincing you that Montreal wouldn't have won one of the games at home. And it's not over yet, right? I mean, we're talking like they're already dead. In terms of the series, they probably are. But they may surprise us tonight. I saw a couple people mentioning Tampa Bay may not give 100% tonight because they want to be able to celebrate at home with their family and everything. You never know. Human nature is what it is. I don't think they're going to throw the game. But if Montreal can come out and get a lead, if they can come out and make it 2-0, they may be able to walk out with a victory, and then it'll be over in Tampa Bay. You know what I mean? That would be the secret to this, the key to this game for me, is that if Montreal can get out to a lead, Tampa Bay may be inclined to be like, all right, let's just go win this thing at home. And it's wishful thinking, but Just trying to get this thing to 5 games somehow, man. Let's see. All right. Only the Patriots cheated multiple times in a light. Deadpool, I know, man. I'm not saying, I never said you broke any rules, right? I mean, even when I was bitching about it and when we were playing you guys, it's within the rules. I don't like the rule. You know, it is what it is, man. I mean, I know you guys getting a lot of shit from other people, right? When I compare it to the Patriots, I'm not talking about that you cheated. I'm saying that when you keep winning, you become the hated team. You know what I mean? It's just a natural progression. You know what I mean? You become the team that a lot of people don't like just because they get sick of them winning. So everything that you do is going to be under a microscope. It will be interesting, though, this year to see what you guys will do to get back under the cap. I'm sure you're going to use Seattle to figure that out, though. Are you the only one to think the Tars should be in? At this point, let everybody play. At this point. The buyout, the buyout time is 24 hours. Yeah, I know. I said 2 weeks instead of 2 days. Like I said, I'm not been. That's why I didn't make a video yesterday. I've not been feeling real great. I'm okay today, not 100%, but close to it. But it's 24 hours. So the assumption would be, I would think if Zito's done his due diligence, he knows if Yandel's going to waive or not. Okay, he knows before this because, boy, wouldn't that be something to wake up to? Tampa Bay wins the cup and the Panthers buy out Yandel. It's fair trade for me, right? And the other thing about that video I made is I was wrong about how it's not his full salary each time. It's the full salary for 1 year, and then it gets prorated for a few years after that. I thought it was the full thing because that's what I saw with Bob, but apparently Bob's contract is a little bit differently the way it was worded. Each contract's different. Like with Luongo, there was no way to do it, right? So it's a doable thing. If most likely Yandel, just to piss us off, he's going to probably waive the damn thing, and then we're going to be stuck with him for another year. Aaron, thanks for coming out, bud. Yeah, Aaron, that's what I was talking about that in the pregame. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping they come out and exactly empty the tank and just get a game, prove that you belong. You know, because right now these last few games, especially the last game, it was 6-3 and it wasn't that close. It really wasn't. Tampa Bay was just toying with them for the most part, and it's a shame. I hate to see it, man. I would have, I really wanted a good, long, competitive series because it's good for everybody and it gets everybody excited. And once this is over, we got the expansion draft, and then there's no real hockey playing for quite some time. So, at least it is a shorter off season than normal. You don't think you're related? All right, that's cool. I just remember he was a good announcer. I like him, but I like the guys we got now too. You guys, there you go, bud. Yeah, they didn't break any rules. Hey, Mr. Vids, how you doing, buddy? Here before Tampa blows a 3-1 lead. Oh, man. Vasilevsky, man, this dude. I haven't seen a guy just with the ability to just shut teams down the way he has. He just reminds me of like a Patrick Waugh. Waugh was special in that when he made up his mind, there was just nothing going to get past him. And we saw it throughout this entire playoff run that when it was time to shut the door, Vasilevsky just completely shuts the door. And I know like when we're talking about with them being over the cap, with Vasilevsky playing this way, they could be missing Kucherov, and I still think they'd still be in the same position here. Hold on a second. The chat froze up on me for a second. Who wins the Conn Smythe? As it is right now, I would say you'd have to give it to Vasilevsky. As it is right now, yeah. Point has stuck out a little bit, but I think you'd have to give it to Vasilevsky because he's made so many great, incredible, timely saves. And let's just put it this way. If McElhinney is in, we're not talking about a sweep. That's for damn sure. So I think it's going to be if it's a sweep and he does the thing where he shuts the team out at the end again, I think it's not close. Let's see. Amazing. What people don't realize is Toronto blew a 3-1 lead. So why would Tampa lose on purpose? Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that they're going to lose on purpose. I mean, they're not going to go out tonight and just completely blow it. But, if Montreal gets a lead, there's going to be a certain modicum of desperation in Montreal's game. And that fourth game is hard to do, especially with a sweep. It's really, really hard to do because human nature does take over and you feel like, you're giving your all, but there's that other level that you reach when you're about to be eliminated. And we've seen it time and time again. That's why it's so hard to close out series. So I don't think that they're going to lose on purpose, obviously. But, if Montreal can come out and get a 2-0 lead and, and Price can pull a Vasilevsky for a game and get Tampa Bay frustrated, I don't think they're just not going to have the same level of desperation is what I should say. Baba Grande, hey, buddy, how you doing? Yeah, bring out the brooms. I got it. Hey, Sean Gonton, thanks for coming out, bud. Let's see. Do you think the league cares that all the series leading up to this have been exciting hockey, and when it comes to the finals, it's a heap of garbage? Dude, yeah, that's like my pregame. That's like literally what my pregame is today, where this was just so far, it's been a terrible series. Game 1 was good. Game 2 was Montreal gave its best shot, and Tampa just kind of skated around with a doobie in its mouth and still won 3-1. And then the last game 3 was like a regular season matinee, like I said. It's just not been good. And then you add in the fact where poor Montreal fans finally get to the finals and the government won't let them have more people in the stands. And then there's thousands of people right outside with no masks on, right on top of one another. It makes no sense whatsoever to allow one thing and not the other. Let them into the stands. So that's not been great. And, yeah, there were a lot of matchups that could have gone a lot better than this. You know what I mean? It's just a shame for Montreal, and it's just a really, really bad matchup for them. And it's not great. I mean, it's not going to hurt the league, but in the sense of, I tell you one thing it does is it certainly makes the Atlantic Division next year. There's 5 playoff teams, including the 2 finalists that are in the Atlantic Division. So, Ryan Roddy, would I trade Barkov for Seth Jones? I would trade a Barkov rookie card for a signed Seth Jones rookie card, but that's about it. That's about it. Yeah, no. Interesting thing, my buddy Stu, you guys have seen him in the videos. He made the mistake the other day of tweeting out that he felt like Seth Jones should be our number one goal, our number one target in free agency. And it was not a popular opinion, okay, especially with the analytics community. I did the number of graphs and colors and diagrams. It looked like they were drawing schematics to rebuild the Twin Towers. I understand analytics to the point that I understand it plays a role, okay? But you may as well show me ancient Greek in terms of looking at the charts and figuring them out. And honesty is, number one, I'm colorblind, so half of the damn I can't see it. And number two, I use these. I use those. And I'm good with that. You know what I mean? The analytics part of it, and if people want to follow that and learn all those intricate numbers and the details and attach meaning to them, okay, that's fine. That's how you want to view the game and everything. That's fine. And I'm not saying it doesn't have value, but I use the eye test and how a guy feels. You know what I mean? And you know the thing with Seth Jones is people are saying he's declined, and you know a lot of people are just saying he flat out sucks, right? So it was an interesting thread. It was not a popular opinion that we should go after him at all. So I'm glad I saw that before I made my Panthers free agent video. Let's see. Yeah, Barkov and UB, right? Reported. That's funny. Hey, no, I know we need defense, but not that bad. Yeah, I don't. Who was it? Somebody is gonna. You guys are gonna kill me because I'm not on target today. I'm not super sharp right now. But before we can do anything, obviously we have to find a way to get rid of Yandel, even if we're just going to buy him out. So that's fine. In terms of free agent targets, Jones is the name that I continue to hear either way, or that's the guy we got to get, or we don't want anything to do with him. I want to do my research because I don't see us getting top name guys. I think Zito is going to pull. Look at who. Okay, for Hagee. Everybody's like, what? Who? Okay. Forsling. Huh? What? Who? You see what I'm saying? Even Bennett, to a lesser extent, when we got him, nobody had that on the radar. So I think I trust Zito to go out there and find us a guy like a Forsling who's a legit top 4 guy that we're not going to have to overpay for, because we cannot go after these top name guys. We're just out of money. That's just my opinion anyway. Let's see, Ryan. Seth Jones is really good. I don't know what to think of. I want to watch the highlights. I don't want to look at his numbers. I just want to see him play. Let's see. Reportedly, Tampa is leaving Palat, Johnson. And yeah, the Johnson thing doesn't surprise me. The Johnson thing doesn't surprise me at all. And that's who I would anticipate that Seattle will probably take Tyler Johnson, but they may need to clear some. They may try to use Seattle to clear some space. I have a feeling Tampa Bay's management is going to pull something off that way. Let's see, but let's watch Tampa poop their pants and lose 4. Dude, Vasilevskiy, this team ain't gonna lose 2 in a row. They're just too good. They're just too good. It's a shame. We deserved a more competitive series. You Tampa Bay fans should be ashamed of yourself. You're robbing the hockey world of what should be a 6 and 7 game series. You know, it really should have just been. Panthers and Lightning for 7 games with Ekblad and Spencer Knight in goal. That's what I want next year. That's the way it should be. All right, let's see here. All right, I'm trying to catch up here, guys. The chat got behind me here a little bit. You let Joseph go before Gort. Right. Yeah, Ryan, you guys, but look, you guys got too many good players. I mean, there's just no way around it. You know what I mean? You guys be fine. Whoever you lose, you'll be fine. Trust me. Amazing. Can you have some Vassy hype? Well, Vasilevsky, this dude. Did you see the pregame a couple of days ago? Because that was almost all Vasilevsky hype. The dude has the same time machine that hockey guy has. It's not human. Some of those saves it was game 2. The game 2 saves he was making. It's like he already had his pad in place before the shot was from the damn blue line, and he's not even having to move. It's like he's got a time machine and he's stopping time and he's going and he's seeing where the shot's coming from, and he's pressing play and his legs are already in place. He's playing absolutely out of his mind, and the dude is so young that you guys are going to be so good for so long. I wouldn't even blink at the expansion draft. You all should just be on the boat fishing, and whoever you lose, you'll be like, it won't matter. It's just not going to matter. It's not going to hurt you guys at all, and you guys know it. Yeah, and Tyler Johnson, I believe, is the guy. That's the guy I absolutely would think. Yeah, Andrew, thanks for coming out. Yeah, that's what we were talking about. You could make an argument for Point or Cooch, right? But it's going to be Vasilevsky. There's no other way at this point, you know, unless he shits the bed and Montreal wins a couple games and then the offense has to take over and win some games. It's going to be Vasilevsky, and he earned it. All right, let's see. Raven, bud, thanks for coming out. I appreciate it, buddy. All right, let's see. All right. Trade Yandel and Strawman for man, nobody's gonna take those two. Roll Master. Thanks for coming out, bud. Let's see. Even if you have to section the stadium, have a big right. Well, yeah, look, the thing, I don't want to get on a whole roll with it, but at some point people are going to have to understand that it's really not a pandemic anymore, it's endemic. Okay? It's like, I'm not saying it's like the flu, but it is in the sense that it's here, it's not going anywhere. There's always going to be a certain percentage of people that have COVID, just like there's a certain percentage of people that have the flu. The vaccines will improve because, like, I'm sure, right, with this variant that they're working on improving the vaccine, it's here. It's not going anywhere. We can't hide in our houses and put masks on forever. It's just not going anywhere. It's just going to be here. So we're going to have to learn to live with this thing. There's not going to be a situation where we lock down enough to where it just goes away. It's not going away. And I think as people slowly realize that, then policies will become a little bit more consistent and will make a little bit more logic. Yeah, but I agree with that. Oh, you got a signed patch from Barkov? That's cool. Sean, we talked about that a little bit. I want to do my research on that, and I'm going to make a video on that. I appreciate the question. What I was saying is that I think that Zito is going to have to find another needle in a haystack like Forsling, right? We're not going to have the money for anybody big. And I'm okay with that because for a long time we would go and get the bigger names and then we'd screw ourselves and we got to pay to get rid of them. And it was always a disaster for us. So I like what he did with finding Verhaeghe and Forsling. And so I anticipate him finding somebody like that again. So I want to do the researching and do some roster hunting and see if I can find a couple of names to throw out there that are going to be legit top 4 guys with a top pairing potential. And then I'm going to make a video about that. Yes, there's another opinion about Jones's wash, right? DDA, what's up, buddy? Thanks for coming out, man. Jones is on a terrible team this year, so it's kind of a chicken or egg, right? Right. No, look, Pittsburgh's happy with Mike Matheson, right? So there's that. But if you bite off more than you can chew with Jones, and he's not going to be what we need him to be, see, I'm just not for rolling the dice here. I don't feel like we're in a position where we need to roll the dice on anybody. We've got the goaltending with Knight. You get Ekblad back healthy. And I think don't take any chances. No ifs, ands, buts, or maybes with any of these free agency guys. We can't afford it. We cannot afford any screw-ups. We're still fixing the whole mess that was made when Talon and Rowe got fired and came back. We're still fixing that mess. So I don't want any rolling of the dice. Nice and safe and easy and cheap. And then if they turn out to be better than what we think, then you give them money. Well, geez. the chat took a chat here. All right, let's see. Yeah, if Tampa can't remove Colton, that's not a bad point there, bud. Absolutely. Go Golden Seals, go Scar. Right. If Seattle takes anybody, well, maybe. DDA, what is it? You guys have all lost your mind. Barre Boulet with Maroon. It's another rookie. Right, Gord Plot Johnson can be replaced. If they lose them, they can re-sign Goudreau, Coleman, bring up Colton. Right. Yeah, look, Tampa's going to be fine, man. Okay, you guys could lose 2. You guys could do a twofer with Seattle and be just fine because you ain't going to lose Vasilevsky, okay? And as long as Vasilevsky's on that team, you guys are a Final Four. You just expected to make the Final Four with Vasilevsky until he regresses because of age. That's just the bottom line. Hey, Chris, thanks for coming out, buddy. Yeah, man, most likely, right? I'm hoping it's not, but it feels it, right? I mean, we all feel it. We all feel that this is going to be the last one. All right, Peyton, thanks for coming out. I'm working backwards on the chat because that's how it wants to roll. After we deal with Yann and Lestrong, we should really go after Savard and Riley. Savard would be at what price? I would be okay with going and getting him at a reasonable price. At a reasonable price. What's his contract now? All right. Let's see here, because that's actually a good, safe name, right? You know what you're getting with him for the most part. So he signed, let's see. He's got a 4.2 cap here. He's 30, which is not the end of the world for a defenseman. And he's making 4.25 right now. So, well, he's making less than Strawman's making. I'd be totally okay with, I mean, he's not going to want to take less money, right? Although he is 30. So, yeah, if you want to offer him, you know, a 2-year deal, maybe 3, you know, that's I don't know. He may have to take a pay cut. You know, I'm thinking about it. I wouldn't mind him if the price was right. But I think we could do better with a younger player if we're going to go giving up 4. But we'll see. I wouldn't be unhappy depending on the contract. But he's 30, so he may be willing to go and take a 2-3 year deal. I know guys don't like to take pay cuts, and he probably feels like he's still got another contract in him. But I would, if we were going to look that way, I would throw 3 times 3.5 at him and see if he bites, because it's got to be a movable contract. No stupidity like a no move clause or anything like that. The guy is 30 years old. That's what I'm thinking anyway. Let's see. What else did I miss up here? I'm going backwards now, guys. Anyone think Knight? Yeah, DDA, Knight is the franchise at this point. I don't care what they say about Bob. Tyler Johnson doesn't provide enough value with his contract. He's getting paid. He's getting paid like $5 million. I saw it the other day, right, Aaron? Right? 3.5. Yeah, I'm good. But I saw his contract the other day. But it may work out for Seattle. You know what I mean? They may be okay with that. They have to hit the floor, right? So they may be okay with that. And Gord is a good. Yeah, I predicted JB tonight. I predicted Gord would get the would get the empty net goal. There we go. Rollmaster, what's the budget looking like to acquire a decent defensive package? So all that depends on Yandel and Strawman, right? There's not a lot of money to work with both of those contracts. I mean, we have – I had an argument with somebody on Twitter about this because, we've got $13 million in cap. And I'm saying we don't really have that cap because we have to extend Barkov and Huberdeau. And this guy wants to not extend Barkov and Huberdeau this year and use the money. Well, their contracts are expiring at the end of this year. So to not extend them right now at some point in the offseason or the beginning of the season would be sheer stupidity to just let them dangle out there like that. And it doesn't show a really good commitment. So first things first, if Keith Yandel will not waive his no move clause, kaputs, buy him out, and now you're eating that salary for this year. And past that, we don't have a lot to work with pending what we give Bennett. We might have, if we give Huberdeau and Barkov raises and we do it this season without losing anybody else, we're going to have about $4 or $5 million left after that. And we still got to give Bennett a contract. So, depending on what we do, it's all going to be, really it's going to be the Strawman thing, because I don't think Yandel's going to work out I think Yandel is either going to be stuck with us for another year or we're going to buy him out. Strawman, he doesn't have the no move clause, and that's a movable contract if we eat half the cap. And then that would throw us a few million, even a couple of million extra to do something with. So, and hey, look, there's going to be a lot of what happens after the expansion draft. There's going to be a lot of moving parts. So every once in a while, players are going to come up that we didn't think were available. All right, let's hit the bottom of the chat, and I'll go back up. It works better for me that way. Frank, thanks for coming out. Yeah, Hyman and Toronto. I saw that name being brandished about. Yeah, what's his? Let's look at him, and then I see your Roddy there too. Let me see what was Zach Hyman making. Let's see here. Let's see. No contract for the upcoming season, right? Yeah, I know, but what was he making? Peanuts. Wait a minute. That can't be right. No, there we go. Okay. Yeah, so And what is he? How old? He's still young, right? He's still youngish, right? Where is he? 29. Yeah, he's still youngish. I wouldn't be against it. Could he get up there with? What do you think, Frank? Do you think he'd fit with Barkov? Because that's the hole we have. That's the slot. That's the hole we have, man. Barkov means really wants Char. All right, DDA, thanks, bud. JB, thanks, buddy. I missed all you guys saying goodbye. That's okay. You just want to say F Tampa. No Stamkos. Stop taking our players for DDA. I might get hit by the storm later on in the week, depending on what happens. All right, let's see. Sean, you're a bit confused about the restricted free agent. No, I haven't made one, Sean, because I'm doing the expansion draft first, and then I want to see what the damage is after that. There's going to be a lot of movement before and after that, so I don't want to get too in depth with that until we see, because who we lose in the expansion draft is absolutely going to have a massive effect on what we need to do in free agency and who we want to re-sign. As an example, if we just lose Drieger, then we're good, right? But if we lose Forsling or Achari, huge holes just got created. So there's no sense for me in that until I know exactly what our needs are. Savard and Gudas sounds good as a bottom pair, right? I see what you're saying there. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, Dave. Yeah, man. I mean, look, Spencer Knight's the dude. We're good there. We're very, very good there. All we have to do is make sure Q plays him, and I think he will. LeBon, how you doing, bud? Any updates on the Bob video? Probably looking at next week for that. I wanted to do it after. I didn't want to start getting it ready until after the playoffs were done, after the finals were done, which is probably going to be tonight. So what's today? Monday. Yeah, so I want to take my time with that. I definitely want to take my time with that. So it'll be middle of next week at the latest, unless the series somehow magically goes 6-7 games and we get lucky. But yeah, I want to take my time on that. I want to make sure I get it right, because it's a touchy subject wherever you go, and I don't want to go saying things and then have somebody point out how wrong I am. So I want to take my time with it. Roll Master, thanks for coming out, bud. I appreciate it. All right, Frank. Frank, that's a good name then. I'll bite on that. If you feel like he matched up with Barkov, that's what we're going to have to do. You got the right idea there. The big names, we can't touch them, right? But if we can get a player like that, for 3 years, 3 times 3, something like that, that's going to be the budget we're working with. I know everybody wants the big names, but we already have all the big names that we can handle right now. People don't realize what we're going to be. No, I don't want to restart. Man, my antivirus was trying to restart the computer right now. I'm like, no, I don't. All right, hold on. I'm missing stuff here. All right, let's see. LeBon, Tampa really good at the shot. Right. Yeah, Tampa's going to be fine no matter who they lose. They need to lose a couple of players just to get back under the cap. And believe me, they'll be happy. You fans will be happy losing a couple of people just so nobody can say you guys are still over the cap. Ryan, do I think Florida should trade high draft picks this year for defense? Zito doesn't appear to me to be a guy who's going to trade picks. I think he wants to lean on the scouting department, which we have a lot of new scouts, right, when he came in. I think he wants to lean heavily on the scouting department and finding guys like Forsing and Verhage who are kind of buried on other teams and bringing them in and having them be a fit with us. So I don't see him. I think he wants to be around for the long haul. We're not quite in that zone yet where we've won a couple of playoff rounds and we're really like one player away. We're at like, Pittsburgh is a little bit past their prime, but they're basically they have no draft picks basically because they're trying to win again right now. And the cupboard is basically bare. So I don't really think that I don't see us doing that. No. All right, let's see here. Laban. That's it, Laban. You're speaking my language. That's it. We're not that far away. It's not a 1-year fix. Zito came in and did as much as he could. He's still got dirt to clean up. I keep saying it. If we do nothing but get rid of Yandel and Strawman and re-sign our players, put Tippett on that top line with Barkov, Bennett, Huberdeau, and Vetrano, whoever on that second line, Danisenko. You see what I'm saying? If we have to go with a couple of young players because we can't afford it, if he does nothing else, we're good. Then you start looking at the trade deadline, picking up players, or coming into, his third season is really where I think that's the one where you start, saying, okay, now we got to go for it. Because we need Knight to play. This is not negotiable. Hopefully Q saw enough to where we're not going to have that fight every night, whether it's Knight or Bob. But I keep seeing, okay, let me look at that, man, because Hubie has 2 more years. I don't know, man. Why do I think that that's not right? Or is it? Let's see. I have said both things and I can't remember. So let me just look. You're probably right. But yeah. I see what you're saying. We've got this year and then the following year. Right. So here's the thing with that. So yeah, we do have an extra year. And that does help. It does technically help. You're not wrong there. So the way I'm looking at it is, like I've said, it's like a package deal with Bennett and to a lesser extent Barkov. I would rather find out now from Huberdeau, are you going to take a team-friendly deal? Do you want to re-sign? How long? What are we looking at? I would rather negotiate that early on and add a little bit to the cap now than to not know and because it's like dominoes. It has the domino effect of one guy and what we're going to do down the lineup. And we've just over the years made so many stupid decisions without foresight. With the last of which being Knight and Bob at the same time. And it just causes problems. So, yeah, technically, can we not re-sign him? You're right there. But I would rather find out what that situation's going to be sooner than later. I guess this would be an early time to do it, but you may get him to take a little bit less money if you're willing to do it in advance, right? He's making just about 6 now. You got to at least start having the discussions with him about what that number is going to be. I know it's not normally done that way, but I would rather just see just like a mass, like all 3 guys, Barkov, Huberdeau, Bennett, extended for however long it's going to be, and that's the core. And then remember, we got Lundell coming in too. But to know what we're working with those three guys, I think would absolutely be would go a long way towards knowing who and what we can, stability wise, get guys in. And if nothing else, what we can do is we could sign them all to $10 million contracts. And then we'll just do like Tampa, and just like every year, one of them gets hurt and they take the season off, and then we bring them back for the playoffs. Somebody's going to not like that. I'm sorry. I had to have some fun with that. All right, real quick. We got a few minutes here. Ladex, thanks for coming out, buddy. I appreciate it. All right, let's see. Yeah, LeBron, Panthers are free agents. We've had to overpay. That's exactly right. That's kind of what I'm getting at with wanting to have all three of those guys locked up, because if you know what they're locked up at, that gives us this is our core. This is what we know the salaries are, and we work within that structure rather than what we've been doing as a franchise, where it's just like go willy-nilly signing guys all over the place, and then having to get rid of guys because the contracts were stupid. All right, real quick here, a couple of minutes here. Thanks, Lex. I appreciate that, buddy. Oh, yeah, Bud. I don't see any. This is just me talking. I don't see any situation why we would even bring back Wenberg. I don't see him making the team. In terms of, well, he's signed, right? Wenberg is signed. Is he a free agent? Let's see. Let's look at that real quick. I was not impressed with him, as you guys know. So, yeah, no, that was just a 1-year deal, right? So, no. I would be surprised if he gets anything from us other than a PTO. And I think you're just going to clear the room for Lundell. And in terms, who was it that you asked about? Montour, let's put it this way. If we lose Forsling, I think we're going to re-sign Montour. I think if we don't lose Forsling, then I think I don't know. I'm not so sure. A really, really cheap type of deal, maybe, but we need a different type of defenseman. With Forsling and Montour was just kind of a desperation move to try to help, make up for the loss of Ekblad. It wasn't that he played bad, but I think we need one more Gudis, to be honest with you. We got enough puck-moving defensemen. I see you, One Bad Steve. Hey, Boomer, how you doing, huh? How you doing, Millennial? Huh? Long time no see. You doing good, bud? All right, so we got a couple of you take less than $1 million a season. Rollmaster, you're gonna take less? Yeah. I take 50 grand. I'll take 50 grand. I'll lace them up. I'm good. Yeah, Montour was $3 million. What's my prediction request? Well, I made it today I made a prediction today knowing that it's going to be wrong. I said 4-2 Tampa. It was 3-2, and then Gord gets the empty net to make it 4-2. So, you're actually a Zoomer. All right. Stu. Hey, Boca Stu is here, huh? All right, buddy. Yeah, the brooms are out. I know it. The brooms are actually out. Habs lose 8-0. What's a Zoomer? What's that? Is that after millennial? What's a Zoomer? What's the age? I forget it. And I don't even think technically I'm a boomer, man. I'm not that old. Hold on a second. Let's see here. I'm not a boomer. What's a boomer? Huh? All right, let's see. I'm not a boomer, dipshit. I'm not that old. Huh? They actually consider me Gen X. So bite me. I'm not a boomer. I'm way off from a boomer, too. You let the white fool you, man. That's what it is, man. Sean, what site am I using? Let's see. What is this? I got to go back. I think it was Sport Track. What was I using? Usually I just Google it and get what the Sport Track, and sometimes Cap Friendly. But Cap Friendly, if I have my ad blocker off, Cap Friendly is impossible to look at. So I'll look at Sport Track a lot. Yeah, Stu's a boomer, man. I'm not a boomer one bit. I'm like 90. That's only because I had 3 kids. All right? That they aged me. You know what I mean? That's all it was. All right, guys. Well, I hope we get to do this again. Now, obviously, if the season is over tonight, I'm still going to be doing lives. I'm not going to be doing them every night like this. If you guys want to keep up on when I'm going to be doing the live streams, keep up on Twitter. And when I make one of those community posts to the channel here, read those, because a lot of times I'm letting you guys know what and when that I'm doing. So if you see one of those things pop by and it has the little read more, if you want to know when more content is coming up, especially lives, click on that and read it, because that's how I'm trying to communicate with you guys, and also in Twitter. What are you saying about me? Dude walked around with the dinosaurs and says he's in a Dude, I used to eat dinosaur for breakfast. That's how old I am. All right? So, yeah, I used to beat him over the head with a club and put him on the barbecue. Huh? And then we'd have topless dancing with barbecue dino around the fire pit every night. That's how old I am. All right, guys. I appreciate it, guys. I hope this is not the end yet. I hope. Give me game 5. Just give me game 5, man. That'll give me the 4,000 hours. Maybe I could even apply to monetize during the series. Give me game 5, guys. All right. I'm not making a prediction. I already made the prediction. I want it to be wrong. Thanks for coming out, guys. I really appreciate it. If anybody made a comment I didn't get to, I apologize for that. Wasn't as quick as I normally am tonight. But am I going to do a live stream for the Kraken draft? Ryan, I am live streaming the entire draft. I'm live streaming the entire expansion draft. So I'm going to be on coffee. Let's just put it that way. All right, guys. I appreciate it. We'll talk to you again really soon.